It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. So let's talk about the labor market because I'm gonna like, as long as I've been in the service industry, which, been around since like 2011 working on this stuff, but 2016 was kind of like full time when I started working with Blue Skies. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then just when you're like, man, it can't get any worse, it just keeps getting worse. But we like, the economy kept getting better, and then the economy kept getting better, and then COVID happened, and you were like, who knows what's going to happen? But you kind of thought maybe the labor market would ease, like people would be like, okay, I better go and get a job. But then the government did things that made them not have to go get jobs, and then people just left the labor market.
Yeah, they did.
The amount of people that just left the labor market was like, oh shit. That was a significant blow. What the hell's going on in the labor market now? Like, is it getting better? It seems like maybe a little bit, but it's clearly I'm not convicted in that. It's not, no switch has been flipped. I'll tell you that much.
No, I mean, economy is still super strong, man. I mean, that's you see a ton of like the people that compromised, or I guess that really benefited from COVID. Your tech, your real estate, your things like that. Like, yeah, they're trimming back. When you had a huge influx and a lot of opportunity during that time, yeah, you're going to trim back. That's where all those tech layoffs are coming from and whatnot. But I mean, if we're talking the labor market, if we're talking like as an overall, I got data on that, of course. But like, if we're talking about like, labor, like skilled labor market and stuff like that. And, manufacturing is like, I think there's 280,000 jobs available. Like manufacturing is like one of the top industries right now. Mm-hmm. And it's not, you also have like a generational divide. So we're starting to see the people, because like labor used to be like, it was the thing. It was like, people who didn't go to college, like, kind of like our parents.
They go work in a factory somewhere.
Yeah. Baby boomers, like those people are retiring, and a lot of them are still working until 60, 65, stuff like that. But like, it's kind of like their time's up, and problem is like you have this younger generation like Gen Z, and then it's a completely different world. They got everything that they wanted with the click of a button. They had cell phones in high school. They had Facebook, and it was like they have MySpace. I think it was probably even gone after that.
I was gonna say, they were in high school after MySpace had disappeared.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, think about that. Like,
it's kind of the first generation that were the generation that grew up with Little League, and everybody wins a participation trophy too. And it is. They were the ones that had a screen in front of them from the day they were in diapers until today. It's the first generation where those things happen. And like I say, it's not truly their fault. I mean, that's how they were raised. That's how the parents raised them. And how do you expect them to turn out? And I think, that's where I always say that's where your leadership's got to come in, and you've got to be able to have the right culture, the right leadership, and maybe even teach them a little bit, almost in a parental type of way, that, shitty things are kind of good sometimes to happen, so you can build character. Those things are okay to happen. You can't live in a bubble. I can't tell you how many kids I know that are in their young 20s that are even, relatives. It's like every inch of their life was protected by mom or by, teachers, and the way it's just everything was protected. Nobody could get in trouble or harmed. I mean, and you've got to fall down to be able to get back up and do shit. I mean, that's just the way life is, and they're 100%. Not prepared. And you can go work, I suppose for Facebook and think you're having the ping pong tables and all those sort of things, but you've got to have some leadership to get these people on the right track and tell them this is how life really works, and you can feel really rewarded by these types of things too.
I met with it's Project Workforce, and like it's in Omaha, but it's this nonprofit that like a dear friend of mine and his father-in-law runs it. But they take incarcerated people and they have a program to get them out into the unions. And the data that I got back from people like, I don't know if like you guys are familiar with this company like Kiewit, like they're a huge construction company here in Omaha, like they're global, but like he meets with all these like union companies and whatnot. And the shit that he told me was just like shocking. He's like, no, we have, they're like, we have trade programs in middle school. And I was like, wait, I was like, I thought he was fucking with me. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, you can't do high school. You got to get them before that.
Yep.
No
I'm
shit.
like, what? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, that's where they're all doing now. Like, you know, you can't go recruit in high school anymore. Like, but there's you're starting to see an uptick in this because like, labor, it pays a lot. Like, you know, you can be a skilled welder or CNC or those things like that. I mean, you know, you're getting 25 to 40 bucks an hour, you know, and like a lot of these people that are going to just go take the traditional like university route, you know, they're not going to make shit.
Yep.
Or like,
they're gonna be pouring cups of coffee at Starbucks for $15 an hour.
Yeah, and like, good luck being an influencer. Fucking everybody's doing that.
Right.
You know, so like, I love that. Like, these are just things where we're seeing that with that generation. But like, have you guys seen that whole thing where it's like good times, you know, make like whatever, and it's like it goes in those 20-year, like it's like an 80-year transition type of thing.
Yeah,
you know, and I think we're right in the midst of it. But it's like, and I don't know if the recession is going to happen, you know, like the world's going to, you know, fall apart, this and that. And like, yeah, I mean, it would appear so. But like, it's one of those things that, you know, for like almost like a start over, because like the way we see these younger people coming up, yeah, you're right, Sean, like they're soft, you know, and they're always like your instant gratification and don't, you know, like you can't, like, it's just the whole, even my management style has changed completely, which is, it's a good thing, but I'm far more of a nurturer, and I find myself more on the side of like, don't rock the boat. And luckily that it's like numbers and metrics and those things and KPIs and OKRs, like those things don't lie, you know, but like back in the day, like the way, you know, and I was like, 10 years ago and like things like that, it was like, you don't do your shit, like you're gonna get called out about it. Now I'm afraid of like, all my employees are gonna cry. You know? I'm like, God damn it.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.